Aloha, I'm Reverend Cindy Palos, and today I'm going to delve into something that is, I think, very important for this particular time and day and age, which is understanding the shadow part of ourself. That part of ourself we often try try to hide and to bury. And unfortunately, when we're under stressful times, or when we're in a lockdown situation or a safe situation where we're living together with people and can't get out a lot, that part of ourselves that we don't necessarily like and that we try to hide often come out, and we have to deal with it. And I've decided to talk about this because I've had two conversations this morning with people who have had this situation, family members that are struggling with each other and fighting with each other because over territory inside a rather small apartment, breakups in relationship because the other person wasn't what they appeared to be in the beginning of the relationship, but was becoming very controlling, and the ego was showing more and more. But when I have found you sit in meditation, in long periods of meditation, especially in silent meditation, this part of yourself, this dark side of yourself, will emerge. We really can bury it, we can cover it, we can mask it, we can dress it, we can hide it. In fact, some of the people who have what they feel is a large part of themselves, being a dark side of themselves, will do extra wonderful good things to cover up that part that they may not want to be seen. But eventually it comes up. Eventually it will be exposed in the light of day, and there's more and more light. Have you noticed? There's more and more light out there, and there's more and more pressure out there. And with these two elements, all of a sudden we're seeing that shadow. Last year it was very bright. There's a lot of light, and I stepped outside after some important cosmic event happened in the light of day. And I saw my shadow so intense, and I thought, how come I'm seeing my shadow so clearly? And as we have more light, we see more of our shadow. And we have to remember that we're here to learn lessons. We can learn lessons every single day. This life is a learning field. We're here to learn and to grow. And as the pressure increases and the times and stress gets harder, the lessons can get harder as well. So this is where you go inside into meditation, and you learn to see those things inside you may not necessarily always want to see. But you've got to let them come out. You've got to see that shadow and shine the light on the shadow to dissipate the darkness within. And there's ways to do it mentally. There's ways to do it spiritually. It's a hard thing to do emotionally because it can bring up some overwhelming emotions as well when you have these parts of you that emotionally have been hidden for a long time. But when they're released, there's this huge burden and understanding that comes about, and lessons that you really need to learn. And the lessons learned are so important. I mean, I would recommend every day before you go to sleep, look at your day and see what lessons you've learned that day, and accept it and learn from it and bless it and release it so that you can understand it. When you're sleeping and dreaming, those lessons a lot of times will come out in your dreams, right? I wrote this poem this morning. Do we turn the prayer wheel? Or does the prayer wheel turn us to see? a higher point of view that is present in what we say and do. With every turning, there's a story. With every moment, we can be able to recognize the whole picture that is there with us, waiting within constantly. There really are no walls that can hold our soul, for it flies forever free. Wherever we are, where we turn, it's there, present in all that we learn and say and do. And then Spirit graces us while we're here, and it helps to bring some understanding. And that understanding brings us that consciousness that appears, spinning like a dervish into what yet awaits. As the prayer wheel spins and the church bell rings, and you hear that blessed calling of the morning dove that sings. All of life is a turning, a Ferris wheel that is beckoning us, beckoning. That is beckoning us on, reminding us of the moments of magic that life so preciously brings. And as we ever evolve and constantly spin, we reveal our shadow, we reveal our heart, we reveal the good and the bad and the abraxas merged within us and leading us to God and our awakening. I love the psychologist Carl Jung, and he wrote an amazing piece called The Seven Sermons of the Dead. And in the Seven Sermons of the Dead, he talks about abraxas. Now, you may have just known of abraxas if you like Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana did an album called Abraxas. And it's that part that does delve into how we are here. God and man, spirit and form, merged as one. And that form always will have some issues. That form and our material self has that energy that has to be transformed. And when we learn to sit in meditation and allow that work to be done, you will find that this part emerges in us that needs to be recognized, that important part, that dark side of your consciousness that can be seen and accepted and loved and released. And until we do that, we will constantly be bringing it about in many ways. Some people find a relationship with another person to try to fulfill that part that they can't be perfected in. Some people will actually take to addictions and try to cover up that part of themselves. But because you want to and your soul learn these lessons, those hidden parts of yourself always will come out. And this is an unprecedented time where a lot of that part that we're hiding will indeed come out. And it's coming out in a way that you can't escape it, that you need to face it and accept it. You need to love it to death. You need to just not run from it and hide. You know, you can look at your life as a book with many, many chapters. In fact, you can look at each person as a book with so many lessons and interesting stories to tell. And if you put yourself in that space to see how you learned the important lessons and what it took to really change, often it takes something major in your life, maybe the death of a loved one or the birth of a child or a marriage or some major thing in you that awakens. Or maybe you just are ready. Maybe you're really ready to face all of yourself. And I congratulate you if you are. We're going to do a meditation here. going within. And I'd like you to be ready to maybe write down thoughts that come to you after the meditation and some ideas. And this meditation takes you into yourself, and you need to feel grounded and secure. So make sure that you're comfortable and you're in a safe environment and where you can relax and let go and breathe and breathe and breathe, because breath sweeps mind. So take a deep, deep breath of light in. Hold for a couple of seconds. Let that light now come and breathe out and permeate all of your very being, your mind, your center of creation, your soul, your heart, your body, all your bones, your muscles, your tissues, your cells, your organs. Let them be bathed in light as you breathe that light in. Breathe deeply and align as you hold your breath for a couple of seconds with your soul. And breathe out, allowing that energy to fill all of your mind and your body. Let it go into your heart of hearts, that sacred chamber where you dwell. Breathe in the light of love right now. Breathe in that light of love, and as you breathe out, allow that love to be recognized. Breathe in the gratefulness for a minute here to that love within you. Breathing gratefulness in and breathing that gratefulness out. Allow yourself to be grateful for all of who you really are. And as you breathe in deep now, move down to the emotional areas in your pelvis and your second chakra and your root chakra. And allow yourself to bathe this area in unconditional love. And allow yourself to build up that strength and that power of your presence there. And as we breathe in this area, light and love, we allow ourselves to release any feelings, any hidden part, any emotions that might need to be recognized. Know that your soul and the light around you protect you, and allow yourself to address any part of yourself that you feel needs to be recognized by you, that needs to be released. Any part of you that you don't feel is the highest part that needs to be dealt with. Dwell in that part. Are there any stories there? Are there any chapters or parts of your life that wish to be recognized? Breathe in that part and send it unconditional love and understanding. Embrace it. Accept it. Allow it to be free. Any part of you that you feel you need to let go, allow that lesson to be absorbed and see what that lesson is that you needed to learn. And thank that lesson for teaching you what you needed to grow. And now it doesn't need to have a hold over you. So allow yourself to feel whatever might be there. Can you release any energy or tension or any tightness in any part of you where it may be stored, where you may have worked to hide that part of you you didn't want to recognize? Breathe in the energy to that part of you that might be holding any kind of shadow of darkness or anything hidden. And bathe it in this beautiful light of a brilliant thousand suns. Allow yourself to recognize that form and to it now be transformed. Allow it to be free. Be grateful for all the lessons you learn every single day in your life that have made you you. And let that part of you that no longer needs any of the darkness, the shadows, and the pain of those lessons, let it now go. Let it be freed. Release it. Set it free. Send it to the light and let the light bathe it and release it. And breathe in that light and feel that light completely transforming your body, mind, and soul and emotions. And breathe in a big sigh. And feel that aha moment. The aha of being aware, of being awakened, of being in the light. And know that you can write down and recognize any part that you need to recognize. You are strong. You are a beloved child of God. And you have a wonderful purpose here in life. Thank yourself for recognizing that strength and all of who you are. Be grateful for this wonderful time you've spent with that inner self and that inner child and that part of you that's been hidden. And release again anything that you need, and if there's any words or any lessons that come, be open to receiving those lessons. And as you slowly come out of meditation, breathe in and allow yourself to remember what you need and how to forgive anything that you need to forgive in yourself or in others. And know that you have that strength and power to move on further and further into the light of who your true self is. I thank you for sharing this time together. And I send my blessings of love and light to you. Thank you, and God bless you always.